You asked, I delivered. An MIT campus tour, COVID times edition. I'm not allowed in most of the building on campus, but I asked my teammate to help me film to give you a full 360 view. We're going to start on West Campus, which is where most of the dorms are. Welcome to Kresge. This is the main green space on this side of campus. To our left is Kresge Oval. During the school year, you can see tons of dance, music, and theater performances there. To our right is MIT's non-denominational chapel. I've never been inside, but it has its very own moat, which is pretty cool. During the warm months, there's always students outside eating, playing games, or doing work. And there's Kylie. She's on the team, and you'll see more of her later in the vlog. Right in front of you is the student center. Let's go inside. The still looks really different right now, but I'll try to explain how it should be once everything goes back to normal. There's Dunkin', my absolute favorite place to get $2 lattes before game day. As we walk through, this area is normally filled with students and seating, and in front of us is Bird's, the campus convenience store, which unfortunately is closed right now. We headed upstairs, which is where they're serving lunch, but it used to be home to about 5 different small restaurants for you to get lunch. Now for a brief tour of dorm row. In front of us is Massey Hall. It used to be an old hotel, but now it's one of the more basic dorms on campus. Next up, McCormick, the only all-girls dorm on campus. And then you reach Kappa Alpha Theta, one of 2 sorority houses on campus. And finally, Baker. That's where I live, and we'll be going inside in a minute. Further down this road is McGregor, Newhouse, Next House, and Burton Connor, which is getting destroyed, but who knows, maybe it'll be back by the time you get here. Welcome to my dorm room. This is normally an upperclassman double, but I'm living here alone because of COVID. This is Kylie's room, also a double. And Margaret's room. She lives in a single, but she's in class, so this is the best view we're gonna get. Now let's head downstairs to the dining hall. Baker is one of the dorms with a dining hall in the actual dorm itself, so we never have to leave to get food. All of the food is in through here. The dining hall workers are actually amazing. You become friends with all of them. And then in a typical life, there's seating all in this area and also up those stairs that were just shown. That brings us to the most exciting part of the tour, the Z Center. We're currently walking from Baker to the Z. During the winter, they decorate the trees and make this path look super festive. First up, as always for me, the athletic training room, aka the ATR. This is Greg, our team's trainer. As someone who's in the ATR a lot, this is always a super social, fun place to hang out. Cue hallway transition. We have a pool to our right. And then we can walk through these doors and we are in Rockwell Back. Rockwell Back, we occasionally have practice here. There's also another court to the left of the one we're on right now. And then if we come through these curtains at the end, we get to Rockwell Main. This is where we play our games and where we have practice most of the time. Above us are all the banners of all the teams we play. It's taking all my self-control not to call out certain teams we hate, but moving onward. Up above, we can see our banner. Yep, look at that. 2018, 2019, 2-time NUMAC champions. Not gonna say I was there all the time, but I was. Now we are in DuPont. DuPont is our second court that we also use for practice when our men's team and our volleyball team is also playing on Rockwell. This is the second floor of the Z Center and the main workout area for non-varsity athletes. We have a lot of cardio equipment in this section, bikes, treadmills, stair steppers, ellipticals, and then if we keep walking further, this whole area in here is the weight room section. There was lots of stuff, but there were also people, so I didn't want to walk through and film. And these are the mat courts. These are generally basketball courts, but because of Corona, they moved a bunch of stuff in here. We never actually practice up here, but it's good to know it exists. Now, another transition. Walking down the main hallway of the Z Center, there used to be couches here for you to sit on, and then to our right, there used to be a foosball table, but all that stuff is taken down, but probably by the time you guys get here, it'll be back. We're gonna walk down this hallway now, and we can see that to our left, walking down these stairs is the varsity weight room. They hit the Hobby Lobby, which is a construction site. I don't know how you get in there, but maybe you will eventually. And then I'm trying to show you guys the varsity weight room, but it's locked, so I couldn't get in. So here you go, views. This is where the varsity athletes all work out. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the West Campus section. So campus is split into two parts by Mass Ave, which goes down the middle. West Campus is more like social life, everything you already saw. And then East Campus is the more academic side of campus. And I'm gonna pass the camera over now to Kylie, who's sort of on the team. She used to be in my grade, so should have been in class of 20 and 21, but she's taking a gap year this year. So she'll be on the team again next year and is now reclassing to 2022. And she is going to give you a tour of the east side of campus, which is more academics, etc. And she's gonna take you on a walk by the river and show you everything out there. So I'll hand it over to her now.
Hello, so I'm Kylie and I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a tour of the east side of campus. Jocelyn's kind of showing you some of the stuff on the west side, and so now I'm going to show you the east. I'm approaching Memorial Drive, or the more riverside walkway. I'd say they're probably one of the most scenic places on campus. On the other side there's a lot of walking paths and bike paths, so there's always a ton of people up and down enjoying the outdoors all the time. Now we are approaching Killian Court, probably the most scenic spot on MIT's campus. This is the big dome that I'm sure you have all seen whenever you Google MIT. The way Killian Court is located is you have these two buildings on both sides. You have the big Killian Court there, which is where lobby 10 is. And then all the buildings are kind of connected inside. So that's super nice in the winter time when it's cold and you don't have to be outdoors. But definitely more of a bummer when we can't go inside. So some buildings are more complicated to get to now. And then what's super nice is when you're walking back from the library at night, you get to see this on the other side, which is a beautiful view of Boston. After a day of studying and you're walking back, you're like, wow, that's so cool. Now approaching to my left, the tall building, that's the green building. That's where course 12, or EAPS, Environmental and Planetary Sciences, is located. I think it used to be one of the tallest buildings on Cambridge until they're building some skyscrapers are stretched, but taller buildings in Kendall. This building that's being constructed is one of our few libraries. It's called Hayden. MIT doesn't have one large library, but a few different. So this one is considered our humanities library. Not far from this is Lewis, which is the music library. We also have Barker, which is on top of the dome that I just showed you. Considered the engineering library. There's a lot of quiet spaces. We also have Dewey, which is sort of like more the history. It's closer to Sloan, so farther down this way. We also are headed in the direction of Sloan. I won't get all the way there, and then there's also Roach, which is the architecture library. Over here is Walker Memorial. This is when MIT kind of goes back to in person. You will definitely probably take one of your exams in there. Right across straight over there, that's East Campus. That's a dorm. That does not have a dining hall, but it's a cook for yourself community, and each floor kind of has a very distinct personality, and they have like different groups in a lot of different communities. So I'm going to take a left here. If we keep going straight, we'll eventually reach Sloan, the MIT Business School. We are now sort of toward the edge of campus. So this nice shiny building is actually part of the media lab at MIT, and there's a lot of cool labs that are really making a lot of innovating things, and so a lot of times some of the coolest stuff that come out of MIT come out of the media lab. If we look over here, that little art structure, if you recognize it, you should. It looks like the symbol for pi, and of course MIT has to put some math stuff in everything that they do. And so the building we're approaching is where my lab is. To the right of it is medical, which is, they have a clinic you can walk in if you're not feeling well. The athletic training, if you ever need an x-ray, will send you here, and it's covered under their insurance plan. so it's super easy. And then if you can see where they're going to see some tents, and so this is where they've been doing some testing. We have 2 test sites here and one in Johnson.
So that brings us to the very end of the tour today. Obviously there's a lot more to see of campus, such as the inside of a building, but because we're not allowed in there, this is the best we're going to be able to get for you today. If you are a recruit, make sure you stay in touch, come to MIT, we would love to have you, and make sure you ask us questions if there's anything you want to know. If you're not a recruit, still ask questions in the comments, let me know what videos you want to see next. And I'll see you next week. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye!